We check in with Steve Price. Steve, who do you have there?
So I'm at Exerman Cosmo, which is just across the street from where the mosque is located. And this is Andre. Andre lives in the area. He's retired and was home around noon. And Andre, tell me what you heard right around noon.
We were having lunch and I heard at least a dozen shots. They sounded like from a semi-automatic weapon. And then there was a pause, and then another dozen shots, and again a pause, and probably another dozen, so maybe around 30 shots. That's what we heard. Then I called 911 and reported the incident. They asked me if I saw a car speeding away from the mosque, which I didn't because I was inside the house.
Understandably, you didn't want to come outside at that point. You could tell these were not firecrackers. This was not some kind of a joke. This was a serious situation.
Yes, definitely sounded like gunshots. And we were concerned and putting our heads down inside the house.
And so then, about how quickly did it take before you started hearing the sirens and the officers started showing up? Were they, here instantly?
A few minutes after my call, I would say about 5 to 10 minutes after my call, I heard the sirens. And at the same time, the helicopter was here.
And at that point, they had already said to you, did you see a car speeding away? And what you had heard maybe there was possibly a chase on the 805?
This we found later on online that apparently there was a chase of a black SUV on 805.
And that's still information we are waiting to confirm, but definitely a scary situation here for Andre, just sitting home, having lunch. He's retired, hanging out. Here's what he says is, a dozen shots or so, then a pause, then another dozen shots, possibly 30 total. And then, Andre, you also saw, I was telling folks at home, the kids coming out. It's just a heartbreaking scene as we're watching these young children coming out.
That's right. We were all concerned about the kids in the school. And apparently the kids are okay. I didn't see any distressed kids. They were actually looked amused in an orderly fashion, evacuated from the Balboa side first, and then from the front of the mosque. So that was a relief in everybody's mind.
Since you live around here, you know probably a little bit more about the mosque than most of us do. Pretty popular school, a lot of kids attend, busy?
Yes, the mosque has been expanding with time. It's very busy on Fridays for the prayers during Ramadan. It gets very congested here. It's a good thing that it didn't happen on a Friday, because all the streets would be full of people and it would have been much more difficult than what it is today.
And you haven't seen ambulances leaving in a hurry, or there's no reason to believe, we have no idea at this point, victims or any information. You haven't heard anything about that either, have you?
I found out through online sources that 2 people are dead.
All right, well that we haven't, we got to wait to confirm that, but not from what you've seen and what you've heard,
no.
Nothing so far.
I did not see, but yeah, I did find out that the guard was shot in the head, and there's another victim.
All right, and we're going to continue to try to get more information from police. As you can see behind me, officers still arriving here on the scene. The situation seems to be calm, though, that they have now cleared out the mosque area. So hopefully we will be hearing from law enforcement very soon, getting the official information. We want to make sure that we have correct information that we're putting out there, because this is a very scary situation. A lot of parents out here just trying to figure out where their kids are. Fortunately, we've been able to get that information out there, but it's trickling to these parents, and a very frustrating, time-consuming situation for them.